That's right. Who needs this card? Not us. That's right. Today we're going to be looking at a great card that you can get that's better than the gold card and best of all has no annual fee. Let's see if this would be a better fit for you as your foodie card. Welcome back to Tito's Financial Corner, where we talk about credit cards, points and miles, as well as travel. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of Capital One, and more specifically, into the Capital One SavorOne Rewards credit card. This card checks off a lot of boxes, and it does have some great perks and benefits, but at the same time, it does not seem like it has the attention that it needs to. Today, we're looking under the hood of what is available for the SavorOne Rewards credit card. But before we get too ahead of ourselves and look into the SavorOne Rewards credit card, there is something else that we really have to talk about, and that is Capital One. But more importantly, we have to talk about the guidelines that Capital One has to look at whenever they're approving credit cards to new as well as established customers. What kind of eligibility would we have to meet in order to get approved for this card or any other card? Right off the bat, they are different than other banks like Amex as well as Chase, where they only pull the credit report of one bureau whenever you apply for one of their credit cards. Capital One actually pulls your credit report from all three credit bureaus. So that's right, you would have to make sure that your credit is on point and not just on one or another credit bureau, but rather the three most well-known ones. The other thing that you need to know is that Capital One is really looking for those clients that will use their cards as their only credit cards, meaning that they're not looking for customers like myself that are only looking to get the sign-up bonus, the multipliers, and not pay any interest on any of my transactions. But with that said, it does seem like Capital One would prefer to steer into other customers instead of myself. And the reason that I say that is that it seems as though they don't like customers that have opened up new credit cards within the last 6 months of you applying for their credit cards. They will actually review your credit history, and if they see that you've applied for too many different credit cards, they will actually not approve you, even though you might have a great credit score. If you don't believe me, just do a quick YouTube search for Capital One or their most well-known credit card, the Venture X, and you will see that quite a few people, including YouTubers, have been getting denied for this credit card, even though they have perfect credit score. And the reason that they're getting this decline is because they have opened too many new credit cards within the last 6 to 12 months. At least that's what they're getting told. This is also a great time to remind you to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button to help out this channel. With that being said, there are a lot of people that would look at those requirements and think to themselves, that is too much. That is too much of a hassle to really deal for their credit cards. They might believe that the multipliers as well as the perks and benefits are not good enough for them to go through this big hoop. But if there's a card that is well worth the hassle of this application, it would definitely be the SavorOne Rewards credit card. Right off the bat, we have to cover the fact that this credit card does not have an annual fee, meaning that you would have no reason to close this credit card once it's approved, since you wouldn't have to worry about paying a pesky annual fee to keep this credit card open. The sign-up bonus on this credit card is that you would get $200 back after spending $500 in the first 3 months that you have this credit card. And being honest with you guys, that is a pretty attainable goal. You only have to spend $500 in 90 days. I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of you watching this video would definitely be able to spend at least that amount in 3 months for sure. This credit card also offers a 0% intro APR for the first 15 months that you have on this credit card. And that is available both on new purchases as well as balance transfers. So that's right, if you have a large outstanding balance on any of your other credit cards, you can transfer that balance over to the SavorOne Rewards credit card, and you would have 15 months that you would not be charged any interest, and you can pay that balance down so that by the time those 15 months are up, you wouldn't have to pay any interest. The only caveat to that is that there would be a fee for that balance transfer. But that amount would not even come close to the amount that you would have to pay if you would have to pay interest on your balance. Multipliers on this credit card are absolutely awesome. You would get 10% back on all Uber/Uber Eats orders, meaning that you can request a rideshare from Uber or place the food order with Uber Eats, and you would be able to get 10 points per dollar spent on all of those transactions. You would get 8% back on all Capital One entertainment purchases. You would get 5% back on all hotel as well as car rentals that you book directly through the Capital One travel portal. And then you would get 3% back on all dining transactions, grocery transactions, as well as streaming transactions. And while that is not as high as the American Express Gold Card, it is still a very high multiplier, again, for a no annual fee credit card. I would definitely venture to say that these cards' multipliers are probably the best multipliers on a no annual fee credit card. And yes, I am including the Chase Freedom Unlimited as well as the Chase Freedom Flex cards. I do believe that that 3x or that 3% back that you get on dining as well as grocery transactions are absolutely phenomenal, again, on a no annual fee credit card. This card would also technically qualify as a travel credit card since it would not charge you any foreign transaction fees. So that's right, you can take this credit card to Mexico, Italy, and Greece, and you would not have to pay that pesky 3 or 5% fee. Now you might be saying, that's great, Tito. So does that mean that the Capital One SavorOne Rewards credit card is a perfect credit card? And the answer to that would absolutely be a no. There's still some things that could be better on this card, like the fact that Capital One has a lot of guidelines to get approved for one of their credit cards. The other thing to note is that this credit card does not have the highest multiplier when it comes to dining as well as US grocery stores. We still would have to look at the American Express Gold Card that would give 4% back, and also the SavorOne's older brother, the Savor Rewards credit card, would still offer better multipliers. However, the thing to note with those two credit cards is that both of them would have an annual fee, meaning that you would either have to make sure that you use those cards to offset the annual fee or any credits that those two cards offer. Whereas with the SavorOne Rewards credit card, again, with the fact that it has a no annual fee, you could just enjoy the 3% back that you would get on those transactions. So what do I like about this credit card other than the multipliers and the benefits that are available? I would definitely say it's the versatility that you can use this card. This card would be a great credit card for beginners because it would give you a high multipliers, but much more. You would be able to get your feet wet if you're not into the credit card points and miles world. This would definitely be a great introduction that you would be able to get some great multipliers and some good benefits, again, with a no annual fee credit card. On the other hand, this credit card would also be a great fit for those advanced clients that know all about the rewards and points game and how to maximize their credit cards. Basically, they would be able to have the SavorOne Rewards credit card, and if they were to open either the Venture card or the Venture X credit card, they would possibly have the best credit card duo out in the market. And that would be because you could transfer all the points that you earn on the SavorOne Rewards credit card, and you can transfer them over to the Venture or the Venture X credit card to create bonus miles, meaning that you would be able to use all those points that you gather from the SavorOne Rewards credit card, put them in the Venture or the Venture X credit card, and then utilize those points out to Capital One's transfer partners, meaning that you would be able to utilize those points either for cashback or for travel, where you would definitely be able to get a higher cent per point valuation. The Capital One SavorOne Rewards credit card is absolutely a phenomenal credit card that, again, can be utilized in almost any kind of way. And that versatility definitely makes this credit card one of the best credit cards out in the market, whether you're talking about no annual fee or with an annual fee. This is just an amazing credit card that is available out to all of you. But with that being said, I definitely want to hear from you. What do you think of the SavorOne Rewards credit card? Is it a great card, or would you still prefer a different credit card? Let me know down in the comments below. With that being said, if you found any information useful during this video, please hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Adios.